Hey, this is Charles Lewis.
Hello, Todd Lewis here, and welcome to our photography money-making video for this week, where we're going to cover, obviously, things that can help you make more money in your photography business through marketing and a marketing hot tip, fast tip, if you will. Also, motivational exercises that will keep you excited and motivated to going after your goals and the dream of having a successful photography business. So we'll dive right in here with our first section, which is our motivating quote of the week. There are so many people out there that have brilliant things to say about staying motivated and energized, and this one I really love. I've had quotes from this particular person before in our videos of the week. And I don't know, he just has a certain way of simplifying things and putting things in its most basic and witty way. And this is Oscar Wilde, wonderful playwright, who says, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." Only a playwright, I think, could write something like that. But it applies. It really does. When you strip it down and really look at it, it applies to everything in our lives, because as human beings, it seems sometimes like we are hardwired to try to fit in, to be like, everyone else around us. And that's not the way things should be, but that's kind of how we are hardwired through society and so forth.
Yeah. But as photographic artists, we want to be unique, to be special, to be truly sought after for standing out from the crowd. And so in order to do that, you've got to have a personality. You've got to have a pleasing personality, but you've got to have a personality and a style of photographic creativity that other people will look for you and find you and admire you for.
So these two things can sometimes feel like they're at odds with each other. The creative part of us that wants to be unique, and the societal part that feels this need, quote unquote, to fit in, which some people have more of that need than others, granted. But I so love Oscar Wilde's wit here, which is on full display in this quote. We need to consistently strive to not be like or better than those around us, but rather strive to better who we are already and consistently move forward.
Yep. You've got to free yourself from all societal expectations and shed the desire to be anything other than the very best that you can be.
Right, and that does not mean, conforming to what other people want you to be, and it also doesn't lend itself to just being content with who you are now. You should always be striving to be a better you, to improve upon your natural gifts, your natural abilities, and to improve upon the areas in your life that you feel you could be a little bit better at. But it's all about being the best you that you can become. So thank you, Oscar Wilde, for that wonderful quote. Next up, our motivational exercise of the week. Now, I really like this one, Dad, and it's something that I don't think a lot of people have heard of or have really, even really thought about, which is to use the multiple positive connections principle. Now, what this is it's all about making a list of all the things that really excite you in life, the things that you do that you are really passionate about outside the photography industry. I mean, just sit down and make a list of anything that excites you in life, anything that you get passionate about. Maybe it's music, maybe it's certain, going to movies, maybe it's, getting outside and being physical, and be real specific. When it's going outside being physical, what's it doing? What are you doing when you're outside that you really love? Build that list of non-photographic things.
Yep. And then make connections these things might have with your photography business. For example, if one of the things you love to be outdoors and to be creative, then this connects positively to your photography business as you photograph people outdoors, scout locations, etc.
Right. So if that's one of the things you love, you can see how you can tie that in. So you're thinking about those things. You're focusing on those things that you're passionate about while you're doing them as part of your business. Because, we all know there are things in running a business that we don't like. that we kind of have to do in order to be successful. So when we're doing those things that tangentially we enjoy because of other things in our lives, other passions in our lives, we want to be sure to notice them, focus on those while we're doing them. The more you can focus on the parts of your business that you love for reasons in addition to taking photographs, the more likely you are to be successful and continue to love what you do throughout your life.
Yeah, and this is important because in our culture, people don't talk like what we're saying here right now. We don't talk about this, you know? It's not part of our culture. So if you don't have a journal where you write in that journal every single day, and because this is where you would write your thoughts that we're talking about right here, right now, is in a journal. But we just, in our culture, we don't talk at all about that stuff. So this is really important. If you want to be successful and you want a really terrifically successful photography business, this is part of what you do. Otherwise, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out, you're going to get tired, and you're just going to end up not being in photography anymore.
Next up is our fast action marketing tip of the week. Ask others what they do for a living. Now, one of the important aspects of being a successful business person, and certainly a successful photographer, is getting your potential clients and your existing clients to know that you have a sense of empathy, that you care about them, that you're building a relationship with them. But this also has a secondary benefit we'll talk about in a second. Now, this may seem like a minor thing, but keep in mind, we run into many people throughout our week, and if you ask them what they do for a living, they will probably turn around and ask you the same. And I'm not talking about just asking your clients. This is anyone you run into, you know?
Yep.
Ask them what they do for a living. Show an interest.
Right. If you're interested in other people, then they will become interested in you. And then with passion, let them know that you help people capture their most cherished moments and memories and beautiful portraits that will be with them their whole lives.
And again, you do this when they ask you, well, hey, you know, so what do you do for a living? Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. I, you know, help people capture their most cherished moments and their memories and beautiful portraits that will last their whole lives. You don't say, oh, I'm a photographer, or I take pictures, you know.
Yeah, please.
Don't do
No.
that. And then, of course, at the end of this, be sure to remind them of your name and your studio name if your studio name is different. Now, this is, again, one of those benefits. We talk a lot about the benefit of having your studio name be your name, you know, i.e. Charles J. Lewis Photography, because that way here you don't have to tell them that. It doesn't feel quite as sales pitchy. You know, and by the way, I'm Todd Lewis. It's wonderful to meet you. Or in your case, Dad, I'm Charles Lewis with, you know, you don't even have to say with Charles Lewis Photography because, you know, your name is part of your business name. And do this, again, in a non-salesperson sort of way at the end of the conversation.
Yep, and this can lead to new clients and continues to spread the word about you throughout the community as a professional and passionate photographer.
So there's your fast action marketing tip of the week. Now it's time for the goals and planning section of the video. If you've been watching these videos regularly, we've been doing these, well, at least I've been doing these now for well over a year now. Dad, I know you started doing them with me, I don't know, I think about 6 months ago or something like that.
Yep.
But for those of you who've been watching these regularly, you already know what I'm going to say here. Those of you who are new to this, please pause the video here and make sure you take the time to do this. It's very important. First of all, you're going to read your goals aloud. You're going to review your progress and make notes, and then you're going to plan out your week. 3 very important steps to staying motivated and being successful, because success does not happen by itself, does not happen by accident. Pause the video, and we'll be waiting for you here when you're done.
Yep, and this is where you use your journal again. Your journal's perfect for this.
Welcome back. Hope you did that. I'm going to trust that you did, because it is very important. Now, our final thoughts for this week. Please, we love your comments, your feedback, and your questions.
Yeah, please leave us a comment or some feedback. Any thoughts you have are very appreciated, and we will read each and every comment that comes into us.
Keep checking back for more videos also, all dedicated to helping you to be the best photographer and business person you can be.
Yep, have a great week, and we'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye now.
Take care.